Well, hello again. I'm glad you could join me. For those of you who are old enough to remember 2008, that was the year that the economy went in the tubes, and there were no jobs. And the job I had had for 18 years just kind of went away. My income dropped by over two-thirds that year. That was a scary year. And so, well, now what? I was thinking, what do you do next? It was then that I decided to go back to college. I never had dreamed of going back to college. It wasn't some hope that I had always had that I would always go back to college. It wasn't even something I especially wanted to do. It's just something I felt that I needed to do. As I said before, my event planning business, I could never quite get it to the point where it was a full-time gig. And I thought maybe going back to college would teach me what it is I'm missing to help make that happen. It took me 5 years to get my bachelor's degree in business. And I still need to earn a living to keep a roof over my head. So I started applying for jobs in the field of business, even entry-level jobs. But I kept hearing that, well, you have no experience in that field. Well, how do you get experience without a job? How do you get a job without experience? There's that old conundrum. My career path at that point became kind of a meandering path. Did a lot of temp work, and then I settled into a seasonal job. These jobs made it necessary for me to go on unemployment from time to time. It was also in this time frame that I planted a big garden in my backyard. I spent a lot of time in my backyard weeding. At one point, this crazy idea popped into my head, which I promptly dismissed. It was just too crazy. It was too wild. So there I was, alone, in the dirt, on my knees, weeding endlessly for hours and hours. And this idea just kept bouncing around my head and wouldn't go away. Well, with the seasonal work I was doing, it allowed me a lot of time to weed in that garden. My time of weeding, I did a lot of pondering. And the crazy idea was what kept popping into my head. Finally, it was, well, what would it take to make this a reality? I pondered that idea for 2 summers. But it was also in this time that I learned about a program where they help teach people how to build a business from the ground up. These classes took the theory that I had learned in college and made them into a practical application. I think I took every class they offered at least once for over a period of a couple of years. They helped me create a business plan. They helped give me direction on what I would need to do to make this crazy idea a reality. So the crazy idea is just a brainstorm that grew legs. The idea first popped into my head in the summer of 2017. That's going on 9 years now. I believe every person is a superhero. It's simply a matter of figuring out what your superpowers are. My superpowers happen to be customer service skills and tenacity. I am tenacious to a fault. If it weren't for tenacity, I would have given up on this crazy idea a long time ago. But I've also heard it said that there are no losers. They're just people who quit too soon. Well, one thing I am not a quitter. Well, that's all for now. I'll pick this up again next time. Talk to you later. Bye.